binge eating, kind of, but not really knowing where it was coming from. Kind of for a long time, I just kind of assumed that it was just greedy. Because people label it as that. They're like, oh, you're just being greedy, just stop eating it. It's kind of looking through Instagram at other people struggling, kind of inspired me to try and do something about it, which
Mhm.
Instagram's obviously where I found you. Look through and decided it was just time I needed to change it. Thinking back, it impacts a lot. Kind of, I would spend a lot of the day thinking about food or worrying about going places in case there was food, worrying about like going to friends' parties and kind of scared of going anywhere just in case there's food around. Kind of, especially as a little kid, you don't really think about it. But the
Mhm.
more I kind of started to make my own food choices growing up, if I look back, I'm like, well, actually, I've always been very much eat a lot and then not really bother and then a lot. I just didn't really know what it was. The missing period's what kind of finished it off. I was like, I can't keep going like this.
So how do you feel like our time together and just coaching in general helped you stop binging?
A lot of it was just realizing what I needed to change. Kind of obviously, it's one thing looking online and seeing this and that, but you never know what advice to follow. There's so much out there. But just having like personalized help and knowing that kind of every week we would go through what we needed to change or didn't need to change, which kind of gives you a bit of a help that you're doing it right.
Was there a part of you that maybe knew what you had to do, but doing it was actually the hard part?
I think so, yeah. I think a lot of the time it's kind of you put yourself in a bit of a denial that, oh no, like you can't change that. But for just someone to come in and be like, oh no, that is what you need to do, just gives you a bit of reassurance.
And how do you feel like your relationship with food has changed now compared to when you first started coaching?
Completely different. Kind of now I don't really think about it. It's just, I mean, everybody loves food, but it's not really something I think about day to day. It's just if I want it, I'll go have it. If I don't want it, it can sit in the cupboard. I just won't have it. So it's just food without stress, just not having to worry about it day to day. I think anybody that's seriously thinking about it, it will be the best thing they could do. I think, yeah, I think it does help a lot. Kind of obviously the online course has a lot of information in it, which I think learning about it really does help you kind of see clearly rather than, you know, trying to make it up as you go along and all's well for a month and then you fall back off again. 4 cycles in now and all is going well still.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. You got your period back so fast, which I think is like it shows how much progress you made and how dedicated you were to this process.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of the biggest parts. Kind of, you don't realize how unhealthy it is not to have one until you look into it. And I think for a while you just assume, oh, it'd be fine, like it'll come back eventually.
Mhm.
No,
Your journey was so, so inspiring. And I know you made so much progress in the little time that we worked together.